Hi, mothers. Conscious mothers, coming a little late, but here for you. I was giving a valuable lesson, quick but valuable lesson, important lesson to my girls, who are now 7 and 10, on the difference between being an extrovert and an introvert. I'm going to line up your rose quartz here for you with the smoky quartz, such powerful stones. Being an introvert and an extrovert, and how sometimes our needs look very different, and our the ways that we seek connection with ourselves versus with another person can clash with those around us in our families. It was a very valuable lesson that they miraculously grasped, which helped to avert further conflict. And I'm feeling very pleased with the outcome because I can hear them and they're happy and peaceful upstairs with their homeschooling daddy. So life is good, and now I'm here with you, and awesome. Okay, you guys, I am so excited as you roll on. Just saying welcome. We are on day 4, wrapping up this amazingly powerful experience that you all have participated in. If you are catching this late, you're late to the party, you missed the party, you are bummed and you want to experience this, then you have a couple of choices. One, you can wait for it to roll around again and see if I offer it in the future. Or 2, I'm going to keep up these posts for a couple of days. And what I would recommend you do is go back to day 1 of this emotional cleanse challenge and start there and walk yourself through the day-to-day videos with the assigned tasks. And you're going to be doing it on your own, but you have the company of reading all the comments, and I'll just leave all that up for you. So you'll have a couple days to go back through that and experience it, and feel free to chime in and leave your comments there. But for those of you who were on time to the party and you have enjoyed these, keeping up with these daily posts and teachings and have been devouring the trainings like I know some of you have, I want to say congratulations. I see you, I hear you, I feel you. All of the amazing movement that you have begun in your space, in your life, in your body is a beautiful, beautiful beginning. And I'm really excited. We had such amazing turnout and such amazing participation this go around with the challenge. So congrats to all of you. And as we're gonna stick around, because what I'm going to go through today in this training is really going to help some of you with those places where you got deeply stuck, where you found you started to take a couple steps and then felt like you fell flat on your face, or you just got stuck and then weren't sure what to do with that. I'm going to go into that and tell you a little bit more about kind of what to do and how we fix that and solve that. So it's day 4. We have gone step by step through coming into connection with what really is here in your life. And in a 4-day challenge, we don't have the opportunity to go beyond that into what does it want to show you, what wants to align, how to correct that attempt at alignment. So that's for deeper work. But what we were able to do is to notice and take an inventory of what's coming up in your life that feels hard. What's the struggle point? How does it feel for you? What's the evidence of that? So where do you go when you feel that way? How does it express itself, basically, in your body, in your thoughts, in your emotions, and behaviorally in your actions? And then finally we looked at the impact of living in that space, of being in existence in harmony with that state of being or feeling. And I really invited you yesterday into a higher level of consciousness around your state of being. and what that is expressing for you, in you, through you, into your life, into your home, and into your family. So hopefully something that you have learned here this week is that whatever you are feeling, it's what you're being, it's in your being. It is what shows up in your life. It's what you're in harmony with, in vibrational resonance with, or what you're feeling, to keep it simple. And it informs what you get back, right? So what thoughts you practice, what feelings you practice, this is what results in your life. Meaning, feeling overwhelmed or frustrated or down on yourself often yields disrespect from kids. Feeling scared, feeling worried often results in things you don't want coming into your experience, things that are scary, things that are hurtful, okay? So hopefully you got that. It's a powerful chunk. It's a powerful pill to swallow. Nobody wants to swallow that. But once you get that piece, you will realize you have power in your hands to change what shows up. There's nothing greater. There's nothing greater than realizing that as a mother, I'm a powerful creator. I have already been a vessel for creating these humans. That in and of itself is absolutely miraculous. And you also are powerful creators. So whether it is, I'm just gonna, I made a couple notes for myself, really listening to kind of where you guys are getting stuck. So let's dive into what some of those areas are, and then we'll talk about what to do about it. So I heard from a few of you really pouring through the comments, and I took time to read every single thing that you guys have written and really reflect on how this is going for you. So I appreciate all the shares, and it helps me to know how to help you. So some of you found that when you opened to the feeling in your body yesterday and you tried to get present with it, meaning allow space for it to move, that what happened was the feeling was so big that it didn't move. So like Tracy, you're either stuck in a big emotion like anger, right? Or I think anger probably is a big one that we get stuck in. Might feel like irritation, annoyance, something like that. Or like Melissa, who I know you've been really sort of beating yourself up that you weren't able to have a different experience. Or remember, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. So for those of you who felt, oh, I'm stuck in that emotion, I want to move it, but I don't know how. Or I tried this, it flopped for me, or I failed at it. It didn't work the way I wanted to. And then I felt horrible about it. That's the pattern that shows up in your everyday life in motherhood, right? Or like Sonia or Jennifer, you found that you're operating from fear, that it's a filter that you make decisions through, that you see life through, that you experience motherhood through. Maybe you also see it come up in your career path or in your partnership. But fear informs how you move through life, right? It informs which way you go and how you feel in a day. A couple others of you noticed what's happening now, and that you weren't able, you've maybe known some of these things before. Kate, Crystal, and Summer all mentioned that I am here, I'm experiencing this, I'm showing up fully, and I don't know how to change it, right? Like I'm doing these things and I'm having some success, but this is obviously not going to resolve for me what I'm really wanting to resolve. And so what we find when we do these steps that I brought you and laid out for you this week is that sometimes we will have a wound. I'm just going to call it, what I do, what I'm really good at, and what I show women how to do is heal the wounds of motherhood, heal motherhood-related traumas, heal anxiety, which results as anxiety and overwhelm. And so what we find when we go looking is, oh my God, I've been feeling like on edge all the time, or amped up, or buzzy, or just annoyed, frustrated, resentful. all of these are sort of emotional frequencies that are really low. And you know when you're feeling low, when you're feeling heavy. Now that we've got that information, you might look deeper and go like, I'm not able to resolve it by just allowing that feeling to move once. And so what I want to say about that is some feelings in the moment, some emotional energy is just here like this. And we just need to open and allow it to move, and it does. And we're back to whatever our baseline is. This is what you'll discover between yesterday and today. That you might let something move, and then maybe 24 hours, maybe 5 minutes later, or it might be an hour later, or it might be 24 to 48 hours later. What you'll notice is your life will resume its natural flow of emotion. So you will, if you feel a lightness, sort of then resume back into kind of everyday story, which I call your baseline of sort of emotional wellness. And the reason why that's important to know is because it doesn't mean you failed. You know, like whoever just wrote that, now I'm forgetting which one of you it was, that just wrote that like that really felt like a failed experiment, or that was so disheartening to try and not succeed in something. It doesn't mean failure. If that word's hard for you, failure is just learning. It's a learning experiment. All of this is a learning experiment. And we want to pay attention to what we find. So if what we found is my problem feels deeper, or there's a recurrence of it, a persistence of this heaviness, of this pain in my belly, in my chest, this headache, if it feels recurring, old and familiar, if it feels really big and scary, if it is hard to move through on your own in these exercises we did this week, then that is a message from your inner self, your higher self, to pay closer attention to what that is. And what I know it is from experience is a desire bubbling up for something to change. If there is something that feels heavier, bigger, stuck, persistent, recurring, and it doesn't just leave us when we give it space to go, there is something bigger that wants to free itself from you. There's a desire in you, that part of you that observes things, that says, I want to be free of this. The reason why it doesn't go is because it has something to teach you. That means there's a message of healing here for you. And for those of you who have experienced that, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. So I know that these things are the wounds of motherhood, the healing that comes up for us when we become mothers, is not healed in a snap or healed in a flash. That exercises like what we did this week can be incredibly helpful, and that you can put them into practice, and you may find relief, you may not. However, a lot of what you're witnessing in the group too, just so that you guys know, those of you who found this to be incredibly challenging, a lot of the posts are coming from graduates of my work, and those women are dialed in on how to identify their process, see the whole pattern, see the full pattern, and quickly release something that is not aligned for them. They know how to unstick an emotion. They know how to get clear on what they want, how to release it and get to the other side. They know that spiritual growth and learning, emotional growth and learning and health moves in the shape of a spiral, you guys. And I teach this in my program, but in the spiral, we will come up against deeper layers of wounds that we have healed, that we have cleared. And we will find that it exists on a deeper layer of consciousness, and we'll bump up against that. And so a lot of what's happening for those of you who've done a lot of inner work is a deeper layer of awareness and healing rising up to be let go and released, which is why this has been so productive for so many of you. Does that make sense? You guys tell me. So for those of you, Tracy, Melissa, Sonia, Jennifer, Kay, Crystal, Summer, and all the rest of you who witnessed parts of your process but felt stuck and frustrated and wanted to know more about what to do about it, what I want to say is that I'm going to open up my calendar for you guys for the next couple days. And what I've decided to do is to dedicate some time over the next 3 or 4 days to those of you who really need more help. And I'm going to offer you an individual free 45-minute coaching session. And I'm going to do that so that I can help you to further get clear and empowered about where you're stuck. And we're going to talk about why you're stuck and what you're wanting instead. And once we see that, I'm also going to tell you how we solve it if I know, and if I know that I can't help you, you're not a fit, I'm going to tell you that too, but I'm going to give you some tools and your next steps. So for free, you guys are going to get amazing value out of a coaching session with me. So if you would like to take advantage of that, I'm going to open up my calendar for you. And will someone who's here, I see you, Maria. Thank you so much. I'm wondering if you will just pop this URL into the comments right now since I can't do it on my phone. And just drop the call booking link. So this is for your free 45-minute coaching session. So the link, the place you go to book is www.honorjanetsky.com/call. And I have cleared my calendar for those of you. The piece about I want to, but I don't know how, often in my experience, this is the point where women stop. They're frustrated, but they stop in frustration. They sort of are mad, they don't know how, but they stop there. And so the piece you never find out is, what does it take to fix it? And this is exactly what I'm doing with my clients every day. I'm showing them how to resolve the underlying causes of overwhelm and anxiety. And if you want to know if you can do that work, and if you want to explore what's possible for you, then let's have a coaching session about it, okay? And so between now, I'm not sure if any appointments will show up today, but between now and early next week, then I've opened up time for all of you guys. So let's do it and let's get you that value, and let's see if we can envision for you the possibility of solving this. Thank you so much, Maria. That's perfect. Okay, so you guys see the link there. It just popped up, www.honorjanetsky.com/call. I will make time together. We'll spend really, really great time on you. I'd love to hear from you guys now on what has come into your awareness about that pattern that you looked at, about that piece of your life that you may have been trying to turn down the volume on, or avoid, or pretend it just wasn't there. Now that you see it, I'm curious if that awareness has shown you anything that you hadn't seen before. So would love to hear from you now. Drop in the comments. I know some of you said it feels heavy. Some of you said I feel lighter. Just all different beautiful experiences. And all of them are right. None of them are wrong. All of them are perfect because they come from you. It's all coming from within you, right? Hi, Carrie. Awesome. Yes, I remember our call. I remember that well. So you guys will get a ton of value out of that. I mean, my other people who've had calls can tell you, just drop in the comments a little reflection on whether or not you felt you received value on your call in terms of coming to know yourself better, coming to see your life better, getting clear on what you want, and then also learning like how to solve it, how to fix it. So, all right, you guys, I'm not seeing any comments come up, but drop them in and I'll come back and see them, and just really wanting to hear from you. What of value has come up for you this week. And if you'd like to take the next step and move forward, just drop in the comments yes, and we'll figure it out. We'll work out, and you guys can find a time through that. Will be my calendar link. You can grab a time there, and then let's dive in and let's see what it will take to really get you free of overwhelm and daily anxiety. Okay, this has been such a pleasure to guide you this week and to just witness your process and your experience. Please do invite your friends to this group and really, really expand this circle of women, of mothers who are connecting with their higher self, their divine self, to really lead and grow their children from a place of clarity, from a place of believing and knowing that you are the best mom for your kid, from a place of really tapping into love, tapping into this infinite field of support that's here for us, and mothering from a place of infinite support rather than mothering from a place of shortage or scarcity or lack. Those two different islands that we can exist on in motherhood, we have a choice about, but we're just kind of asleep to that idea. When I say we, like many mothers are just asleep. No one's really talking about this and teaching what I'm teaching. So please grow this group. I'd love to see us double the size of this group. If everybody brought a friend, then we would be helping and serving twice as many mothers. And not to mention, you'd have a new language to use and talk with your friends about the motherhood experience. And so I would love for every one of you here to invite at least 2 friends to the group, and then they will have an option whether to accept or not. You don't add them. Don't worry about annoying them or adding them and they don't want to be here. They have a chance to accept or not. So you can invite them to the group. I think that's the only possibility now. And then they will say yes or no. And if they feel it's aligned for them, then they can choose for them. Okay. All right, you guys. Awesome job. Way to show up this week for you. And I can't wait to chat with those of you who are wanting some coaching help. And we'll see where you need help next. And I'll help you to flesh that out. Okay, love you guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And I'll see you again soon.